We are an exploration company that is focused on the Tethyan Belt, which is primarily today Serbia and Bulgaria. Our model is to find a region where an opportunity hasn't yet been discovered broadly by the sector. Eastern Europe was exactly that in 2010. That's a fantastic opportunity for us. We know the region really well. We're very comfortable here. The geology is fantastic.
We have 11 exploration licenses, which cover 550 line kilometers within the Timok magmatic complex. Our recent work here identify alteration system with a similarity to Bor and Čukaro Peki, just west of Bor.
A really important part of our business is making sure that you have the right people at the right time working in the right jurisdiction. It became a really unique opportunity where not only was there really good geological potential, but there was a team here that could be put together to really exploit those assets and those opportunities. And we augment that team with international experience. My focus for the company right now is to build out our partnerships and to ensure that we can make a discovery in this region within the next 5 years. The land package is extremely lucrative. It's a unique opportunity to have this much ground around existing operations that hasn't been explored.
My name is Chris Thompson. I've had at the end of last year, I wrote a report on the project generator space, covered off 32 companies, 3 evaluation methodologies, as well as highlighting 4 companies, one of which was Mundoro Capital. And for those who don't know about the project generator industry, the business model of a project generator is to acquire and advance mineral properties and look for a partner who will further advance the project. And so in this space, though, if we're looking at different types of project generators, they are not all the same. They operate slightly differently. Some of them operate more on a quantity versus a quality basis, meaning that they acquire as many properties as they can, thinking that they will find joint venture partners who will advance them. There's one company that has over 100 different projects. Some companies like to focus on the quality of the project, so they're more interested in finding, 1 or 2 select properties which they believe they can add value to. And this is sort of the case in Mundoro's case. They are looking at specific properties where they believe they can have add value to them and find partners. This is what you sort of call a filtering aspect, and it's using your expertise in an area and in a geology to find the projects where you believe you can add the most value to it. Another difference between project generators is who they partner with. A lot of the project generators are just looking for someone to take over their project. It could be a junior company or a senior company. There's a lot more risk involved when you deal with junior companies, because often you're dealing with sometimes cash, shares, and royalties. But if you're getting paid in shares, if the junior doesn't do well, then you don't do well as a project generator. And so you have to be focused on the quality of the projects that are coming on board, as well as the potential that the project will actually make it to production, where you might actually receive some royalties along the way. If you're looking for a reason to invest in a project generator, there are 3 main reasons. One of them is for portfolio diversification. You can look at adding mining to your portfolio. The second part of that, often when you deal with project generators, they focus on specific different commodities, and that way you can broaden your base of commodity diversification by looking at project generators who may have both, say, projects in the precious metals as well as the base metals. The third part of it is it reduces the risk of investing in the mining space, because project generators often will work with companies and get cash flow from these companies to help with their G&A, help with their exploration. And by getting these recurring cash flows from these joint venture projects or royalties, it helps to reduce the risk for the company itself, and thus reduce the risk for the actual investor. If you're looking at value creation on a project generator space, often when they do arrangements with their partners, they will either get a series of cash or a series of cash flows, as well as shares in the company. Often when you're doing these projects, the project generator will keep a royalty on production. So when that project goes into production, they will receive annualized cash flow based on the production of the actual property itself. The actual project generator, as I mentioned previously, looks to do value creation. And so what they do is they go and look for additional projects where they can add value to those projects, and that helps create value for the company. The fourth way that value is created is often if a project gets to a certain size, the company itself may be spun out, and then the shareholder will get shares in the spin-out company. And of course, the final one could be an acquisition. If the project is so valuable, the partner actually may buy out the project generator itself. If you're looking at Mundoro Capital, why it would be interesting or a good investment for that company, they are a very focused company, which leads to their expertise in a certain region, and companies and actually gravitating towards them to work with them in those regions. So they're operating in two world-class mining districts right now in Serbia and Bulgaria as part of what is known as the Tethyan Belt. They have been mining in that area for almost a millennia, going back to the Roman times, and they have now seen a resurgence with projects from places like from companies like Mundoro Capital. Mundoro also has strategic partners, so they look for large corporations that are going to take these these district scale projects and move them forward. So they have partnerships with Vale, with JobMac, and these are the type of partners you want because they have the resources to move these large projects ahead. Will end up adding value to Mundoro itself. As part of this, they do have an experienced team. With their focus, they have an experienced team in the region, and these large companies want to work with them because of their expertise, because of their feet in the ground. And if you look at the financials of Mundoro over the last couple of years, they've had a very strong financial discipline. So they've done a very good job of taking the resources they have, the cash flows they've been getting from these projects, and putting them back into the actual properties. If you want to have a look at my report, it is on the website, which is at eresearch.com, and you can download it and look at my analysis and see for yourself. And I'll pass it back over to Teo now.